Okay, we've started the stream.
Hey everyone, it is Sahil here and I'm here with Parnali, and today we're going to stream the very important day of the Chess Olympiad 2020. India is facing against very strong teams today. It's Germany, Georgia and China, which is the team which is leading the Pool A of the Chess Olympiad. So we're going to try and understand what the players are playing and go through their thought process. Parnali.
Hi guys, just a minute. Okay, so the games have already started. It started at 1:30, and right now this is Levan Pantuslia versus Vishwanathan Anand. Let's check out the game from beginning.
I'm actually surprised Anand is playing because he did not have such a great day yesterday, and he's white and his opponent is, I think he's rated almost 2600. I think.
Let's quickly go through the game first, then we can discuss the position. E4 c6, so we have the Caro-Kann. Now d3 was played. Okay, bishop g4, knight d2, bishop e2. Okay, I'm not aware of this
Now,
line.
the king's in attack. White is basically trying to just castle, play h3, get the bishop pair if possible, and if black goes to bishop g6, h5 and g6, then he'll advance his pawns and try to get the bishop, even trap the bishop, let's say, ideally, but at least get the bishop pair, and then he'll start attacking on the king side. Black on his turn might actually try to defend on the king side, or he might just try to
d4 was played.
b5, b4, a5.
Not h3 but d4. Okay, I'll just quickly run through the game because let's see the live game first. So I think that will make more sense. Rook e1, rook c8, knight g5 to attack and exchange the bishops. Takes, and g6, and f3, h6 to drive away the knight. Takes, e into d5, so he's sacrificing the knight. What happens after this? You can just take or what? Yeah, you can take and then you have attack.
And then you can take knight takes d5 and then next queen h5 is coming. So it looks very risky.
Yeah.
I think even if it was working, it's not practical to take on g5 anyway.
Yeah, again he gave a sacrifice. Bishop into h2
so
takes.
Bishop h2 takes king h7 and now
Queen
h3. Okay.
So he repeated thrice. No, twice. Okay. And then he plays.
So now
he has a choice now.
He's thinking now whether he should continue the game or not, I think.
Yeah. So for queen e6 it will be a 3-fold repetition draw after king h7. So let's just check Humpy's game till then. Let's see the live game, I think.
Yeah, we'll run through all the games.
So this looks like equal to me. Yeah, it looks equal somehow.
But I think her opponent is
because
he's only a WGM.
No, but I think Humpy offered a draw in the opening. So she's looking for a draw here. Yeah, she offered a draw after the 12th move, I think.
That would mean her opponent did not take it. That's surprising, I think.
Yeah. So this is normal theory. All of this. So here there are two plans. One is f3 and one is b4, the minority attack for white. Let's move forward. Takes e4. Takes. Knight g6 was played. Okay, d5.
Okay, black looks perfectly fine here, I think.
Yeah, but I think white is playing for a draw here. Because she even offered a draw and everything is equal. The pawn structure is same. So
that doesn't make much sense. Why would white play for a draw unless they have some strategy? But
maybe she is keeping some energy for the next round because it's against China. So maybe that can be the reason.
Queen b3. I mean, it looks very
draw.
I mean, it looks like she's playing for a draw, but
sorry guys.
That doesn't look like her, I think.
So quick update. Anand's game was drawn after queen e6. So Anand went for the draw with queen e6 and
I think they have some sort of strategy here. I mean they're just going for the full point.
Yeah,
they're not
probably
really risking. I think they're not necessarily trying to come first in the group. They are aiming for basically qualifying. I think the top 3 qualifiers. So
They're saving
maybe
energy,
do that,
basically.
because this does not feel like. Yeah, maybe they figured that if they manage to win the first 2 rounds and then they face China, because China anyway will manage to win all its games. So if you just manage to win on let's say you forget about the game points, you just win the matches, and then you defeat China, then you basically come first. If you don't defeat China, you basically still qualify. I think that is their strategy. But to kind of take draws from white on 2 boards is kind of still very a very let's say dull way to play, and it could backfire very easily if they, let's say, lose a game which was not expected.
Yeah, you're right. Just give me a moment.
They are aiming for,
Just give me a moment. Okay. So, what do you think about Humpy's game? You can tell the audience. Till then, I'll just send the link.
they were to a draw, I think, here.
Let's check out Pragyananda's game. So, what do you think about this position here? What do you think should Black play here? I'm sorry.
This still looks quite balanced. The king on d7 does make a weird impression. It's not so easy to kind of, let's say, play king c8 because the knight is pinned. On the other hand, there is no easy way to kind of take advantage of this pin directly. He could try for some c4 and maybe d5 tricks, but it doesn't feel like it should work.
Yeah, true. Also, I think Pragyananda should get the knight to some good square, because right now the knight is not doing much. There's no square for the knight, so he should maybe play something like knight d2 or even knight c1 and then knight goes to e5.
But maybe he can play rook c1 and c4 is something that can be played. I don't know, rook c1 and simply c4.
Yeah, but I think this knight should kind of be placed on a good square. It's not doing anything.
I think what Black will like to do is play rook e6 and maybe just king c8. So he try for that. And if he manages that, then I think he's perfectly fine.
Maybe,
because
but
that is the only way he can take the knight, and then he kind of moves the king, and then the knight can go to e7. So I don't think there's enough time for either rook c1 or knight.
No, but my idea with rook e6 is played, but my idea with knight c1, knight d3 is basically knight f4 as well. So I'm attacking the rook in this. So knight e5 is one threat, and
let's say knight c1 here. That's too many arrows. It looks like a Bob the Builder cartoon right now. Maybe knight c1 here.
Yeah, probably knight c1, knight d3. Knight c1, maybe bishop g6 can be played to prevent knight d3, but at least you get the two bishops, so maybe it can be played. What do you think?
Yeah, bishop g6 has to be played.
Even knight d2 c4 can be one idea, because then you're employing the knight as well, and you even have that break.
No, but you can just kind of, I think rook c1 is faster, but I think anyway black is going for king c8 next, so neither of those will work. In that case, I think white is slightly better. Maybe knight c1 forces at least bishop g6 and you gain the bishop pair. So that is something white can still aim for, but it's still very skeptic.
Okay, meanwhile...
Crystal clear, but
Meanwhile...
opponent is actually an IM, so he has some chances here to push.
Meanwhile, let's see Hare Krishna's game, I think.
Okay, so this again looks very drawish. Not very drawish actually. White, yeah, this looks slightly drawish. I think he should be able to draw the game. I think knight probably goes to f5, but then what about g4? G4, knight h4, king g3, maybe g5.
I don't know, I think white is better here because of the bishop. Like,
yeah, he's better for sure. Yeah.
So maybe it's their idea, like, white will win in this game, and
some sort of perpetual with some sort of mating pattern here. For if you play knight f5, I think g4 has to be played. Otherwise, black will simply capture on c2 and can also play h5. So you play g4, knight h4, king g. now you are threatening to capture on c2, and then you have, or even go to k1, and you have some sort of perpetual ideas here maybe. So
I don't think
if
so,
black
because
no,
even after g4 this is also hanging, so
no, you play knight h4 check, king g3, and then g5. So automatically the knight on h4 is supported, and now basically you have
but I have c4 and rook e7 as a mate, so like you have to be even aware of that, like all the time.
Yeah, but
So I'll just show
C6.
it to the viewers. So knight f5 for instance. Just a moment, guys. So knight f5.
I think it's not an
So we can't.
That's why maybe it's the
Yeah. Okay, for instance, knight f5, knight f5, g4, knight h4, king g3, and then you are saying g5, but then I have c4, and then this is a mate because the king cannot
Is
escape.
it possible to kind of copy the game and put it into a, let's say, a checklist file, because this way it's very difficult to understand for everybody?
Yeah, probably. We can do that, but it will be very difficult right now. So
Knight c6 looks a bit.
okay, rook into g7, rook into c2, and rook into h7 is already played. It's already on the board.
Okay, now you have to take on c3, I guess, and then
Is Vidit playing? Is Vidit is not playing, I think.
okay, I did not realize that. Can you switch off the engine? I think I just noticed there's one engine running, so can you just switch it off?
Where exactly?
It's running right there, above the notation.
It's not really visible to the viewers.
Okay.
So they can see the evaluation bar, which is completely fine.
I think you can still switch it off. And I think now.
No, I like it better because it's easy. We won't make any mistakes.
It does feel like enough to kind of, let's say, hold equality, because if the minor pieces are exchanged, then this is basically a draw. I've had the exact same position once, and you just keep the king on black king on g6, and there is no way.
So this king should be here.
Yeah, that will be the best case scenario. But even with the king on e6, there is no crystal clear. But okay, white will have some chances. But if the minor pieces are exchanged, then I think it's just a draw. In this case, you can even go like bishop, but already I think you have to capture the knight, right? Otherwise, it looks a bit risky somehow.
I think Hare Krishna is going to win this. I am guessing, and
no, draw this. I mean,
I don't think so.
Black, right? So
let's see.
Black, right? But how can he win? He's black.
Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah.
So he can.
I think white is going to win this then.
No. I think he has to capture on e5, because otherwise there might be some tricks with the knight. Yeah, he took on e5. So now king takes e5, and you go king f5, king g5, play f5, and this is just a dead draw, and you already have the e3 check, so white also has to deal with it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, let's see Pragyananda's game then. Till we.
Yeah.
That's with more pieces and more interesting. Okay, knight c1 was played, and bishop g6 was also played to prevent knight d3. So knight e2, and then bishop h7, knight. Let me just show you. To rook e6, knight c1, bishop g6, knight e2, and bishop h7 is played because he doesn't want to exchange the bishop against the knight. So also that this kind of ruins the pawn structure if it's exchanged here. So and now knight f4 and then c4 makes a lot of sense. What do you think?
Knight f4, yeah.
We have a message and someone is saying that we should talk in Hindi.
Maybe knight, but then knight f, you maybe want the f4 square for the bishop. I'm not so sure, because somehow, but yeah, you need to push. For example, if you play knight f4, then suddenly the knight on f4 is kind of not really doing much. You can just play rook d6 maybe.
But even after rook d6, I don't know, the knight can even jump to h5, you never know, because that g7 pawn is also weak and I'll get the f6 square. Knight on f6 is there, but well, rook d6 is played.
Yeah, exactly. But now if you had the, let's say, but okay.
Maybe you can just fix like. How?
You want to prevent g5 maybe here, but
No, I don't want to
still
prevent
can play.
g5 actually. I just want to get a square for the knight so I can play this again. And then if you play h5, then I'll have g5 square. So something like h4, and if you play h5, then I can go knight h3 and knight g5. Like, just a plan.
Maybe you could.
F3
maybe you
was
could just
played.
play,
F3 was played by Prague.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
So bishop
Play
f2
the
and
e4
bishop
square.
g3 is the
Yeah,
plan,
that
I think.
makes some sense. And then you can also maybe play rook e2 and rook e1.
Yeah,
And
you'll
then
have
you can
control
penetrate
of
on
the e file.
e7 square.
Yeah. I think the main idea
That
is
is
bishop
good.
f2, bishop g3, because that is the only thing I can see here. Like, because suddenly the rook on d6 is very problematic. So yeah, that was the plan because he moved the king. But how will he save this? Okay, next move he's going to move the knight. That is for sure. He has taken the king out of the
So I
pin.
think maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, if white does nothing, then black should be fine here. So he should kind of try to find out a way.
Yeah.
Kind of push.
Probably. But I don't understand where will the rook go on d6, because bishop on b5 is covering all these squares, and
But it's not still possible to kind of attack the rook. So it's that steady on d6, let's say. He will move the knight and then he will go c6, and then he can even go g5 and push the knight away. So
yeah,
that
maybe.
is very important.
Knight e7 was played. Okay. So now again, this is one problem, right?
Yeah, okay, he played h4, yeah, that makes some sense. But now knight e7.
But I don't understand where will the rook go on d6. The
The
voice is echoing. Can you?
it's not still possible to kind of attack.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Can you say something, because I'll understand if it's echoing or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think now knight e3 is in place, so he'll get the bishop pair. If he goes c6 here, then I think the plan is knight e5 because there's a fork on 7.
I think now the idea should be to play g4, g5. Get this knight out.
Yeah, maybe first
Kick
king
it.
f2, then you can kind of play.
We have a request from another Sahil who says Hindi, like we should talk in Hindi.
We'll try our best, Sahil.
तो क्या खेलना चाहिए यहाँ पे?
Okay, rook e6. So
वापस
the question is,
so
do you want to trade off?
but now you have two bishops, so that's cool.
Yeah, now you just expand g4, and then you can maybe even exchanging the rooks is not a bad idea in such situations. I think because you have the bishop pair, it's very difficult for the opponent king to handle. But I think here white can aim for more. I think they have a full-on plan about whom they want to target, which side is playing for the win, because Anand and Hampi both agreed to a draw.
Yeah.
So that means that they have their strategy about whom they want to win against, and they're not really going for a 6-0 win anymore. But they have to keep in mind that this sort of strategy can backfire.
Yeah. They're just going for the bare minimum, like to get qualified.
Yeah, this strategy can backfire. It's just like playing for a draw in a norm game or a last round of a championship, and it can easily backfire, I think. But okay, so far it's not.
You're right.
Because 2 draws have happened. Anand has drawn, Konedu has drawn, and the other people.
Okay, so Pragyananda exchanged the bishop pair. But I think this is good for him because the pawn structure is bad and the h pawn.
This is practically winning now, I think, because even if you exchange rooks,
he doesn't have time. 10 seconds. 8.
I hope there's no internet problem. That is the worst case scenario.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Okay. Yeah, that is the worst case scenario. I mean, okay, Divya Deshmukh is much better. She has she has let's say an extra pawn. It's
Divya,
so it's not
let me check for her name.
But she's playing against some 1700. I think that is a point we should be able to win. So that is one point.
I'm not able to find her on chess.com, to be honest.
Okay, now, yeah, I'm just checking on follow chess. So
let's just do one thing. Let's just have a follow chess board so that people can follow it. Just a moment, guys. You can continue analyzing this since you have just check out the Pragyananda game and continue the analysis.
Is passive now. this is just completely lost, because the first rule of rook endgames is never to have a rook's passive. You might be a pawn down, that is acceptable as long as your rook is active. But the rook on h6, this looks horrible. There is no easy way for white to break through. There is no king f5 or king g5, and that's what let's say black is banking on. But now that the rook has come to e1, there would be some sort of way to break through. Now Prag has repeated the position once. I think it's just to gain time. He's not going to draw this position. The only way is how to break through. That is not so clear. Knight h6.
And also, I hope there is no time barrier later on. Otherwise, he'll have a winning position and again like less time, so he might just blunder. Like
no, but okay, his opponent also doesn't have too much time. So as long as the internet is not bad, okay, king f5 was played. So, but rook h6 is possible still.
knight h6 is a mate or what?
Oh, okay.
Now the threat is knight h6. Yeah, the threat.
But rook e1.
Yeah. Okay, so I think already the position is so bad for
But I think
his
black
black's.
is consolidated a little bit, because now he has put the king on.
But he has bishop b5. He has bishop b5, and then this.
No, he can play rook knight e7 and rook g8 maybe. Okay, he's just repeating moves.
Okay, just a moment, guys. I'm just setting the thing. Let me have a follow chessboard right here so that you can see the other games.
They are under pressure because they know that maybe Divya will win the game, so they have to at least ensure that they all draw.
Yeah.
Nobody can afford to lose, but that can be a very risky strategy sometimes. So I think Harika is going to lose this. She's completely lost. She's 3 points down.
Just a moment. For the viewers, it's not visible. So just a moment. Let me show them the game.
Yeah, just as this is a random something that Harika has lost. She has resigned.
Okay.
She's lost the game. So now India is already trailing by 2-1, and that is not a good start. I think the draw strategy never really works, and I hope they need 2 wins. They might get one with this. That is not so clear because it's just.
Okay, Divya's position is rook and game again. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, but it's not clear at all. I mean, it should be winning, but it's not completely clear. Both have very less time. And
just a moment. So shall I just portray all the games or just the editing?
I think 3 games are already finished, so the
Divya one is going on. Let's just keep Divya's game.
I think we can for the Divya game, yeah, exactly, because just to win, then suddenly it's at least equal.
Yeah, and Pragyananda, what about him? Like,
I think he has some chances, but okay, yeah, maybe we can focus on the Prague game. I think because that's more interesting now. He's winning actually, I think.
Yeah, because the knight on g8 is slightly bad, and it's not really helping much in the position.
Yeah, I mean the rook has basically penetrated, and now it's very difficult. Even though.
But to be honest, black has some counterplay. Like he does
I
have.
like the move bishop h3 because it kind of completely cuts off the knight.
Also controls the c8 square. So if you have the queen, then it will be really useful on h3. I guess.
Yeah. So now rook f4, king g3. Maybe he has to play rook e4, and then you capture on d5 next. So this looks.
Just a moment, guys. I'm just going to crop this so that you can
see. This is the classical time travel phase, and in this, anything can happen, I think.
And I'm just going to keep this here so that you all can see what's happening in the game. I hope the board is visible. Sahil, can you just check if it's visible for the viewers?
I'll just check that. Yes, the board is visible.
Okay, great. So Divya's game, I think now it's again complicated.
This is right now, but it's visible.
It's right our faces.
Yes.
Really? And now?
Yeah, you have it on the right here, right? You can see it. Yeah, it's visible over our faces, I think.
Just a moment.
I think we already have the chessboard on board. We can remove the false chessboard. We don't need it right now because I think this is the only crucial game which is very important. If white manages to win this, I think India can win the game. If he doesn't,
no, for me, I think it's looking perfect because it's on the right side, so I think it's visible. Viewers, can you tell us if it's visible? Okay, so Pragyananda is going to win this game. And Divya, I'm not sure. Not sure about Divya's position.
Then Pragnanda is not sure. I mean, it's just pawn.
No, but
It's not so
the
easy.
yeah, but the A pawn is very strong and the king is way far. D pawn is also a pass also.
Something tells me this might go into a rook and bishop versus rook and game, and that is not so clear at all. Okay, I think white will have great many chances there, but it's still not crystal clear. And now, okay, bishop c6 I like because it kind of dominates the knight. Now king d6, and you can you have to push the pawn as soon as possible because black will also.
Hari Krishna won. Hari Krishna won. As I said, Hari Krishna won.
How?
I don't know.
Pawn down in a rook end game.
Time probably. Oh, okay. His queen was faster. Opponent blundered.
What? That was so. How did this happen? This
Well,
is
let's just check it out because I think we saw
I
from
think,
her.
I think it was more of desperation by white because he understood that he might lose this. So he
Win
tried,
this.
but I mean, they might lose the match. That this was his desperation, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, this
is
I
just-
think he could just exchange and go for the draw, but he played this and
Yeah,
then.
but this is horrible. I think you cannot really have this attitude because the game.
I
is
think
still going
even
on.
after this, he should have played something else. Like, nay, this is too late.
Yeah, it's too late. You have to prevent this e3 move. Once e3 comes on the board, then it's already very double-edged. I mean, this is great for India first.
Yeah.
India has already equalized the match, so now if Divya or Prag anyone wins and the other even draws, then India goes through. At least they win the match. So
Yep.
okay,
Great
Prag has
news.
made some progress, but
Let's see Prag's game as well.
okay, I think Divya's game is a draw because it's just. Too
But
much
well,
of-
Hari Krishna won the round and it kind of changed a lot of things. Okay, I can see Divya's game here. So we can finally move the board.
But this shows like it showed for a moment that black was winning. I don't know, the bar is a bit.
Which bar?
Nothing. And then, okay, this is just. I think this is just a draw. I've already had this exact position as well. And I tried for, I think, 15 moves, but it ended in a draw. So, this is.
You won this, right?
I drew. My opponent's pawn was an a2. That was the only difference. But I have had this exact same position. As long as white just keeps the rook along the third rank, there is no
Be
dominating
difficult.
progress.
Yeah.
You have to simply trade off pawns. but then
Also,
it's not really-
it's a knight pawn after it's traded off
But
in
you can
most
take with the
cases.
king, so you can
No,
still
but
keep that
there will be a
position.
check. The king moves, and then AB5 you'll have to capture CB5. So it will be a knight pawn. So definitely, it's probably a draw.
Rook e4 she has to play, I think. But then she just plays rook. Okay, she has some tricks here because rook g3 wasn't possible, I think. So now, but she has to go back already with king c5. Maybe she can. Yeah, this feels like a draw.
Okay. So let's see.
Yeah, Prague is completely winning. Now, I think his opponent did not find any counterplay because, again, the bishop versus knight story is very important as bishop is long range piece and can support your pawn as well as defend against your opponent's pawn. Okay, this is completely winning. I think she can pretty
Yeah.
much resign.
Yeah. Yeah, just he won. Plug in the one.
Cool.
And,
So that's shorts. I think
Who's
Devesh
this?
should even offer a draw and not risk her internet connection right now.
And I'm just checking for. Harika lost, right?
Yeah, Harika lost. Okay, guys, so Anand drew his game. Hari Krishna won his game. Cornell drew. Harika lost. Pranganda won. And now India basically has a 3.5. India just needs a draw to win the game. So it's 3-2 right now. And I think Divya is a pawn up, so she's.
But she has less time. She has less time.
Yeah,
So she
I
should
think
go for the draw.
position she should just even offer a draw because that is very safe. It is a draw objectively anyway. So I don't think she's risking much and she should just offer a draw because the full point is more important right now.
Yeah.
The match points don't matter that much. They've already suffered with the interconnection last time. She has a plan here of going king a6 and king a5. So that does make some sense. But
So I think we are winning here. I think we are already winning.
No, rook h8 for white, I think, is the problem, and then you cannot go king a5. It's actually mate. So you should.
But obviously she won't play that. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's just a draw. I think.
When is the next round starting? Do you know?
Immediately, I think there's not
There must be some 10-20 minutes gap, I think.
Not 20 minutes. I think it's just like they have a fixed time and it just starts immediately. In one situation, I think with it, they just closed the previous game and it just started. The new
Yeah,
game,
like
so.
yeah.
So rook a4. Okay, now it's lost. Okay, now it's completely lost. Okay, she has king c6.
King c6.
But then you have king a5, I think, and you just win with the c pawn. You don't need the b pawn. So okay, this is now winning. So India will win, I think, 4-2 now.
Oh, she's setting up traps with rook b4, rook a8.
Yeah. But okay, just move the rook somewhere. I don't know.
Rook
maybe
g4, rook h4. Yeah, because rook into b6 is not possible.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so this is completely winning for Divya, and obviously India wins the game because she has enough time to. Let's see any other games going on.
Yeah, this is just lost.
Let's see if we have any live chat since we haven't checked it for a very long time. Yeah, Nord Junction says India coming right behind China.
This is a classical bridge scenario. You basically just play something like rook. Yeah, you can even play this way. White made it easier. But usually you create some sort of bridge here. You can play something.
She's also creating a bridge with rook d, king d1 and rook
d2.
Rook d2, yeah.
So usually white will prevent that. When the white king is, let's say, closer to the black king here, in that case you can basically play rook g4 and then you try to create some sort of bridge with tiny rook d4 interposing. This is of course completely lost.
Yeah. Right.
I think white might even play on because they already would know the reputation that India lost 2 games by internet. Okay, she resigned. She's a sport.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Okay, so India's won against Georgia by 4-2, so that is a great deal. And nobody lost their game, so that is again a plus point that nobody is out of form today. And now they have the next match against Germany, which is also a strong team.
Yeah. So let's wait. Let's see if anyone has any questions for us. So how do you think should a player improve, Sahil? Like,
I think, well, you have to focus on the right material. You can go for the right books, take coaching from the right coaches, and I think you can obviously improve as a chess player. And this is the perfect time. There's no pressure, and you can kind of work at your own pace. And of course, I mean, this is a good. You can analyze the games of these players. I mean, even in Blitz and Rapid, they are going to play moves which are much better than normal people can play even in classical games. And for example, here Hari Krishna's, I mean, to kind of win that game as black, it's hard to imagine. And he managed to do that. Of course, White was desperate because he thought that he has to try and go for a win for his team. But of course, like allowing e3 was a big mistake. But you need to know about the plan with e3. You need to know that if I manage e3, I would have the better chances. I don't need to necessarily go and defend against the h pawn, and that comes with intuition, with practice, and that is what Hari Krishna perfectly did. So
yeah,
I
he just
think now,
he played against the opponent, like he played against the opponent's mind here.
Yeah, he used the situation to his benefit. He knew his opponent had to go for a win, and he kind of tried his best. going to check what the result of China has been right now. Because
I think
that
the
was
games
kind
are
of...
going on. Like, no. Maybe not. Nope.
Okay, so China, they basically drew against Congolian. Then Wu Jiangzi lost against Nguyen Trong. So that is one down. But Yui Fan won, so that is equal again. Then Ting Jili won, so China is one up. Liu Yan also won, so China is two up. And Zhu Jingner also won, so China basically won by 4.5. 1.5, so that is the great result for China. And
Just a moment. Let me just set the board correctly so that it's easy for the viewers. Okay, great.
I think China won convincingly, and they have... India was half a match point, half a game point ahead, but now China has...
So Sahil piece is chessassist.com. So I think it was for when I asked you how we should improve.
I'm sorry, I did not get your question.
So Sahil in the comment section said that we should go to chessassist.com. Yes, Sahil, you should. Okay, meanwhile, let's just wait, guys. So, Sahil, you can have your lunch and let the viewers know
Yeah,
what you're eating.
In a while. You guys can talk to Parnali until then, and I'll see you in a while.
No, I think he can even just have lunch over the call. Okay, guys. Let's check out a few other games that happened. What was the opening here in the Vyas game? Okay, they played the Catlin. Let's run through the game. Takes. Knight f3, knight d2, b2. Okay, so I think the plan with this move is to play just h5 since black has not castled yet. So he has that luxury of playing g5 and h4 and attack the king that has already castled. So I think black just delayed castling so that she can play h4 and g5. Well, let's check the chat till then. I think India. I'm rooting for India, guys. Let's see what happens, but I'm rooting for India. Yeah. Yes, Rahul. Okay, so let's move on with the game. What happened? ND3 was played. And I think Sahil P told me to talk in Hindi, so let's talk in Hindi till Sahil is back. So I think अभी black का plan होगा h4 खेलना यहाँ पे, and let's flip the board so that it's easy for you guys to understand. And then h4, h3, the pawn can go to h3, the bishop can come here. The knight has a good square here, and also this is slightly weak, I would say. So yeah guys, Divya played really well. B4 was played and she took AB3, so she took the risk of opening the B file. She's not really scared. Okay, black is pretty better here. Queen H2, Queen H2, King F2, and then Rook H3 could be one move, I think. I'm not sure because this is under attack and you even have Rook F3, square. So I think the opponent has already faltered. Maybe Queen E5 was better here. Yeah, because after Queen E5 you keep this option and then you can double and you control both the diagonals. The queen is on a central square. Let's check the chat again in between. Knight A6 C5. Okay. Right now is not the time, to be honest, to play that. I think chess buddy, I don't think he should play Knight C5 right now because Knight on B3 is not doing much, so why exchange it, right? G6 was played and not Queen H3. Queen H3 would have been possible. Rook G3, Queen H5, King E3. She's just trying to break some open files, break the pawn structure here. Okay, so now the game goes in an endgame. And yeah, now Divya was not as better as she would be if she had played something like Queen H2 initially, but still better. Also a pawn up. And now finally knight goes to C5. So yeah, this was the game guys, and the game went on and Divya won. So I think even I'll go and have my lunch now. So good luck guys, and we'll see India versus China in some time, or if it's not possible right now, then we can have maybe later on at around 6 we'll have a quick run through all the games that happened today. Good luck guys, take care. I'll just see the chat once before leaving. Okay, good luck guys.